Coach, congratulations. Great win over Augusta Christian to clinch your third region title in a row. Obviously, this was a game where you came out a little bit flat, cold, whatever the case may be, fall behind 19-7, but when you guys kicked it into gear, obviously in the second half, you took care of business. I thought it was a great sign that you guys weren't on your proverbial A game, yet still were able to win by a double-digit margin against the defending Skeeza State champs that had a lot of talent.
Yeah. You're right. I think we had a different lineup tonight. It was senior night, so we did something a little bit different, which is fine. We're trying to honor our seniors. We didn't defend very well early. We were kind of quick with our jump shots early. They hit some shots. They beat us on the boards early. I think they out-wanted it more than us in the first half. They out-hustled us. They got all the loose balls. They out-rebounded us. So, we had a talk at halftime about toughness, about wanting it more than the other guys, and our third quarter was really, really tremendous. I thought we did a great job of defending. I think we went up double digits in the third quarter, did a really good job of shutting them down. So, that's a really good team. They're very athletic. They got a couple bigs inside. They got some shooters outside. I think they were 5 for 6 from 3 in the first half, so we kind of shut that down in the second half. That's the beautiful thing about basketball. When other teams are hot, you just got to weather the storm and you got to persevere and keep your poise. And, you've asked me a couple of times, Rich, on our schedule. I think that also plays into this down the stretch. We've had a lot of close games. We've played very good competition, and I'm proud of our guys down the stretch. We took care of business, like you said. Third year in a row we've won the region, so we're region champs. That clinched the region. We're 7-0 and hope to go 8-0.
Got Cardinal Newman coming up on Friday in the regular season finale. You mentioned in this game how you kind of weathered the storm, you let the other guys do what they were going to do, and then you took control when you needed to. I thought that Xavier McDaniel, who went over 1,000 points tonight, was kind of a microcosm of that. He had early foul trouble, didn't play a lot in the first half, wasn't a factor because he spent it on the bench, but then when it was money time in the second half, I think he had 11 all in the second half, and he kind of ignited you guys on your last burst where you finally pulled away by double digits with another one of those frankly unbelievable windmill dunks, which by the way was his 50th dunk of the season, which is ironic, to get him over 1,000 points in his career. I mean, it was like a storybook type of deal. But if you would just talk a little bit about how, at least in this one person's opinion right here, this has been your MVP this year. He's had an incredible senior year, and his improvement, steady improvement over time, to me has just been, it's been admirable and borderline remarkable.
You brought up something in the first half. Both Xavier and Chavez Goodwin were both in foul trouble, so we had to weather the storm with both of them. In the first period, sat out the entire first half. So other guys did step in and held on. I would like to add that Seven was the guy that kept us together in the first half. He was 7 for 8 from the field in the first half. We went 1-4 low several times, and he just took his man to the rack over and over and showed why he can take over games when we let him. But back to Xavier, you're right. He's had a wonderful season. His outside shot's on. He's playing under control. Everyone already knew he was a great athlete, but the rest of his game is maturing. It's wonderful to see. He too can take his man off the dribble. He's got a ACC pull-up off the dribble shot, and those windmill dunks those are NBA material. So I'm going to miss those next year.
Seventh, Xavier obviously going, as we mentioned, over 1,000 points for his career here at Hammond. This is his third year playing, correct?
Yep.
And again, if you would just speak to the fact that when he came in, very raw, obviously had talent, but very raw, and now he is a genuine, polished college prospect that being said, still obviously has his best basketball yet to play. And we have to remember, he's one of the very youngest kids in his entire class, barely 17 years old, and a senior. It's kind of a shame, and I know that it is what it is, but would be wonderful if he had one more year, huh? Well, I think that he might be going high D1 if he had one more year.
Well, there's no doubt about that. Some big-time schools are talking about maybe sending him to prep school and then coming back to their program. He doesn't turn 18 years old till late July. So to your point, his body's still maturing, his game's still maturing. He's absolutely a D1 prospect. I mean, somebody's going to pick him up. He's worked too hard. His work ethic, his work rate is very, very high. He's got a high motor. He's a great teammate, great kid. I love him, and I think things will work out for him.
Just in general, and we're going to talk again, obviously, before the playoffs start, but again, one more regular season finale at Cardinal Newman. Is this team about where, in general terms, where you'd like them to be as you head into the postseason?
Yeah, I think so. You know, I'd like to see our defensive effort a little higher. I think I talked a lot about defensive pride and stopping your man. Defense wins basketball games. When you're having a cold shooting night in the state championship games, which we had last year, you got to make stops. And that's about guarding your man. It's about pride. It's about effort. It's about getting every loose ball. It's about bodying your man on rebounding and effort on the boards. And we're getting better. We're peaking at the right time. I mean, hey, we've won 13 games in a row. You know, the Christmas tournament on. So who's to complain about that? So I think we're ready. I think we'll have some good practices, probably get a first-round bye going into the playoffs. And we're going to take 3 days off after the Cardinal Newman game and rest a little bit and get back after it.
All right, man. Congratulations. Nice win tonight. And the final home game for the seniors, led, of course, by Xavier McDaniel, who, again, it was like right out of a Hollywood movie script. He gets his 1,000th point on a slam dunk that sent you out on, I think, a 12-0 run to extend your 1-point lead into double figures. Coach, thanks.
I'd also like to say congratulations to Chris Marshall, another senior, and DeAndre Lee Smith, another senior, and Kelvin Opiaha, who are great teammates and have had a lot to do with our success.
All right, Coach. Thanks, man.
Okay.